wasn't on the order, but we're gonna ask it. Okay, say for instance, your ex-husband or your ex-wife or your longtime, turn it down, baby's mother, is coming into town to see your child. You live in a different town now. Hi, Lauren. You live in a different town,
hey,
and they're coming into town to see your child. Y'all have a 17-year-old child together.
Mm-hmm.
In this particular instance, it was the lady's ex-husband. She has been with another guy for 1 year. So her ex-husband's coming into town to see her son. She says, I'm going to go pick him up from the airport. Her boyfriend of a year says, no, you're not going to go pick him up from the airport. I don't want you to do that. And she's torn. What do y'all feel about that? Again, they were married for years. They have a 17-year-old child. The father's coming into town to spend time with their 17-year-old son. What do you think about that? And chime in, y'all.
If me and him cool, he getting a ride. Bitch, what you mad for? What's the problem? Just because he's my ex, if that's something that you can't handle, that's on you. But if me and him on good terms, I'm never going to let anyone interfere for the sake of our child. We got to have a good relationship. That's the only way we can deal with each other and be able to not be miserable. Like, who want to be beefing and all of that? So I'm never going to let anybody from my side intervene with that, and I would hope that he wouldn't let nobody from his side intervene with that. It don't have nothing to do with us anymore. It's about, we cool. I was married to the nigga. I slept with him for 25 years. I can give him a ride. Like, come on.
Okay, I feel.
If you feel some type of way, you can ride with.
I feel the exact same way. First and foremost, I definitely feel like you set the tone in any situation, in any relationship, whether it's work relationship, friendship, anything. So, for your boyfriend of a year to tell you that you can't give the father of your child / your ex-husband a ride, and if you go along with that, I feel like you're already setting the tone because he's being controlling.
Yeah.
He's definitely being insecure
as a motherfucker.
And all of that. So that's kind of like setting the tone where he's already letting you know what you can and can't do. And if you appease him, then that's going to be kind of like standard now. Mm-hmm. I'm definitely going to give him a ride. I'm definitely going to let my son know that, your father is definitely, we're still friends. I'm picking him up.
Yeah.
This, that, and the third. It's no big deal.
Yeah.
So I would definitely let him get a ride. Okay, into the comments. Okay, Jermaine, try to send us another request. Tess is watching. Tracy said, hey, ladies.
Hey, Trace.
Terry White. Brenda's baby boy said, hey.
What's up, Terry?
Jermaine said that's an insecure man. He wouldn't care. And I love to hear a man's perspective
I do too.
On questions about a man because, we could rant and rave all day.
And we can only assume what men would think or say.
Okay, Tess said, new babe will have to understand the dynamics of our relationship. Simple. Jermaine said it should always be a blended family. Lauren said, go pick up your baby daddy and go check your ego and your insecurities. Lamont said, a ride. We're talking about a ride. I see no issues. Go scoop them.
Exactly.
Tracy said, hey, ladies, again, it's petty. It would be worked out immediately. Mm-hmm. So I feel like that was our first unanimous question that everybody agreed.
But do you feel like you would that be a breaking point for you?
No.
Like leave him alone type or
no, because I'm
side eye at least?
I'm going to just put him in his place. You know what I'm saying? Just let him know. Off the break, like you got to let people know certain things. It's not disrespectful or anything.
Yeah.
But I feel like a man or a woman, if they have controlling tendencies, they'll try to push the envelope. You're not going to get into a friendship with the father of my child and my child when it's something that's simple surface stuff.
I feel like that could potentially be a breaking point for me. I don't like no insecure ass man.
Wait, hold up. I'm sorry. Pastor Luke is in the building. Luke said, welcome back, ladies. Thank you, Luke. As far as a ride, maybe years ago would be cool, but in today's time, he can call an Uber or Lyft. He's too grown to be calling his ex for a ride and the kid is 17. Luke, he's coming in from out of town to see his kid. Pastor, I'm shocked. Why can't he get a ride from his ex-wife?
What's the problem, Pastor?
And
what's his name?
Who?
Luke.
Yeah, that's
what's the problem, Luke? Oh, hey, I remember him. What's the problem with getting a ride? If we have a cordial relationship, we got a 17-year-old son. What's the problem? There is Uber and all of that stuff, but
every town is different.
He
Things
comes
are
different by the
expensive.
time. Yeah,
you just never know.
Well, I will hope you had
our consensus was unanimous, but Luke came in and rocked the boat.
He did.
So Luke definitely said Bama's not getting a ride. Call
with
his
old lady.
But I feel like also a 1 year boyfriend doesn't have a lot of weight anyway in that regard. Now, if this was your husband or your fiance, like you said, ride with me if you got a problem. But
you do enter those. Sometimes you have those relationships where things move that you just connect that well. That a year seems like a long time. Right. Like a year, it seems like an eternity because you guys are soulmates or some shit. So a year is not really a short amount of time. But even in that situation, I still wouldn't let anybody intervene.
I would have to know your reasoning. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
That would be very important.
Now, if my ex-husband was disrespectful, he was sending me stuff and he was... I got you. Mm-hmm. I might need to check that relationship. But if we have no contact, everything's always on the up and up, we just cool, nah, you don't get a say.
Okay. So now we're going to go into the questions. Now keep in mind that these questions are from last week, so some of them may have already spun the block on social media. Mm-hmm. The first question is about the rapper named Erica Banks. I don't know if you guys are familiar with the rapper Erica Banks, but last week she made a video saying that she will not go out to the club with women that don't look a certain way. Mm-hmm. She's basically saying you have to have the BBL look, the BBL aesthetic, you know, the wig, the baby hair, the lashes, small waist, thick. She was like, if you're too skinny, you know, and that was like a surprise. You know, it's usually too fat. But she was like, if you're too skinny, you can't go out with me, this, that, and the third. So everybody got into an uproar. Some people on TikTok made videos saying that that's how they group their friends, and they group their friends in based on looks for this, smarts for that, or whatever the case may be. So my question for tonight is, when you're hanging out with your friends, do you have friends for specific reasons? Do you not hang out with people like, okay, some girl was like, I don't want any ugly women in our section, so yeah, I pick and choose who I go out with. Like, it's a real thing. And I've heard this before. I've heard that women befriend certain women that look a certain way to, like, that's their little that's their little clique or whatever the case may be. So go ahead.
So I watch YouTube influencers and I watch YouTube channels and stuff like that all the time, right? Mm-hmm. Do you know how many of the influencers say, you know, I was scrolling through Instagram and I seen a girl and I was like, oh, she's pretty, let's be friends. And that's exactly how they chose their friends, because, oh, she's pretty. So yes, it is a very real thing. Do I pick and choose my friends based on looks? Well, I only got 4 friends, so all them bitches, you know, either I'm with y'all 3 or I'm with Tia. So I don't really, I ain't trying to pick friends to look a certain way. Now, with that being said, I do feel her on, I want all of us to look good. I want all of us to look a certain way. You ain't got to have no certain shape. You don't have to have no certain body. But, bitch, you better be pulled. Mm-hmm. You know what I'm saying? You better have your shit on. You better be doing your motherfucking thing if you're going with me. So whatever that means for you, it better be fucking happening, or you're not coming with me.
So you feel like presentable, whatever you consider.
Nah, you better do that motherfucker.
So better than presentable.
Yes, whatever you consider to be doing the motherfucker, you better do that shit when you go with me. If we going out and we on the town, yeah, bitch, do that shit. What you saving it for?
Yeah, okay.
But your body, hey, listen, it's not a body thing.
You guys know.
But do you feel like she was wrong for that?
I mean, I don't feel like anybody's wrong for whatever if it's not hurting anyone, it's her personal choice or preference. Yeah. So no, she's not wrong, but that shows a little bit about your character. Yeah. You know what I'm saying?
For sure.
That definitely shows your character. Me, y'all know I love people. I will go to the club with somebody in a wheelchair. We call them Metro Access. I'm helping lift them down, the whole 9. That's just me. I don't care how somebody looks, or, you know, I'm going to have fun. I'm going to dance. I'm not going to hope that somebody buys me a bottle, or, you know what I'm saying? Or I get fucked that night, or whatever the case may be. Yeah. But, Tracy Askins, Sue said I gotta stop calling people by their whole name, but there's 2 Tracys. So I'll say Tracy A. Tracy A said, if you don't look good, we don't look good.
Period.
But Tracy also...
Period Askins.
Tracy also said that Jessica Banks is shallow.
She's very
Look
shallow.
at
I really feel like she's very shallow for what she's saying, because you specifically talking about physical shit. You want a bitch with a BBL only to come, like, girl, what the fuck?
And they pulled out, of course, you know, Twitter and Instagram, going to Twitter and Instagram. Of course, they pulled out her old pictures, you know.
Well, she was skinny.
They were very unflattering, so to speak, and saying like she got her nerve. But if she got her bag and fixed herself up and that's what she feel, that's her prerogative. Me, I would never hang with somebody just based on how they look. They could look a certain way, look quote unquote good, but they can have a nasty attitude. They can have a stank disposition. Like, I wouldn't just want that energy around me. But I do personally know people, you know, personally that felt that way. Like, oh, I don't want to go to the club with big girls. And right here in DC in the go-go scene and all of that. You know what I'm saying?
Child.
So it is a thing. People do.
Would you go?
What?
If she was like, I want only my thick women to go. If I want only my,
First of all, I
want only chocolate women to go. Like, if somebody, for whatever their aesthetic.
You know,
I wouldn't.
You know, I'm definitely not a follower. So
I wouldn't.
I'm not down
like,
with
bitch,
that.
get the fuck out my
shit.
face. Right.
No, I'm not down with that.
That would be me.
JoJo, our cousin, said very shallow,
hey,
and those aren't real friends.
No.
Okay, Will has answered, and Will, I got a bone to pick with you.
Period. I told her.
What was all of that mumbo jumbo you was talking when we was on the plane yesterday, Will?
Period.
What was up with that?
Fast Addies.
And
what's up with
and
that?
Larry Moon has entered as well.
Hey, Larry.
So
you started to become our loyal member too.
Larry wants to come on and one of these days, so we'll see. We'll let you know. But yeah, so the question is, do you go out with your friends, or do you pick your friend group to go out with based on their looks? Yes or no? Larry said, welcome back.
Do you think it's something wrong with that, y'all?
Will said, where's his pipe?
I told you about that. Tina, vouch for me. Did you see any pipes when we went?
She did look for a pipe, Will, in several stores. She didn't find one.
She
said, Will wanted me to get a pipe. And she did look for a pipe.
Thank you.
Okay, if somebody don't got nothing to say on that question, some comments have came in and I missed them because I refreshed the phone. Next question. Your boyfriend mother swings on you and she misses. What's your next move? You gonna swing back or what?
I'm swinging back.
Okay, so rest in peace to Pat. Pat swung on you. You would have swung on Pat?
Yeah, me and Pat would have been rolling around with that motherfucking floor. I'm sorry. Get your mother. It ain't like, okay, when somebody swinging, you can already see it escalating to that. It ain't like I walked into it and she just got off the break. No, it escalated to that. So if you ain't get your mother by the time she swung, bitch is up. Man, this bitch gonna go. Like, that's what she wants.
Tracy B said that the Erica Banks thing is shallow and that's not real friendship.
Very shallow.
Me personally, y'all know how I love the seniors and the elders.
Bitch, please. Go ahead and get that politically correct shit.
I'm not giving a politically correct. It would definitely be based on the scenario, like you said. Now, if it gets to the point where somebody's mom wants to swing on me, we already have an issue.
Right.
There's definitely already an underlying problem. So if I feel like, you know, I have cussed out old people before.
Like a
all types of
motherfucker.
shit. I can go to
that
10.
poor man and came on.
So if it gets to the point where my man's mother wanted to swing on me, like I said, we apparently already had issues. And bitch, I'm grown just like you are.
Right.
So if she swing and miss, yeah, I'm going to swing back. Sorry, Nana. I'm going to lay your ass out. Okay, Lamont said, hell yeah. Y'all see my friends. Lamont said he gonna go out with anybody. What you saying? Your friends?
Lamont.
What you saying?
So
Lamont?
it don't matter what they look like. That's what you saying, Lamont?
Yeah. So y'all swinging on y'all man's mama, y'all mother-in-law, or not?
But ain't that on the man though? You should have been got your mother.
Will said Song will swing on him.
No, Song will lay your ass out. Let's not get confused. But ain't that on the man though?
I feel like
shouldn't he have been got his mother?
But you know, we kind of touched on that a couple of weeks ago when we talked about like your mother not knowing her boundaries and her place as it pertains to like your life and your relationship. So like I said, obviously there was already some tension going on if it got to that point. So yes, you're correct, Tone. It's on the man.
How far do y'all think it's too far? Okay, you come to Thanksgiving dinner. You and mama don't get along. She do her little shade and shit. You don't say nothing. Everybody can see that she doing her little shade and shit. Bay don't say nothing to check his mother. Okay, so that's Thanksgiving. Mm-hmm. Then she come over the house and is that girl here? And you here, bitch, you know I'm here. Okay, she started doing all that. You let that go. Then Christmas roll around. Now, how far is too far before I say something like, look, bitch, For real.
Yeah, I mean, I feel like at that point, if I felt like your mom didn't like me, I wouldn't go around her. You know what I'm saying? I wouldn't even go in her presence.
Yeah.
I need to be respected. I'm a woman just like she is. I don't care how old she is. And half of these mothers ain't that much older than their sons. So, bitch, we basically kind of the same age.
That's true.
So
is that a deal breaker?
No, I don't think so. I mean, it could possibly be if he was a mama's boy.
If you taking up for,
all of that. It could possibly be. I ain't gonna hold you.
Yeah.
Okay, Tracy said, my mother-in-law now, I'm not swinging, but back in the day, that lady was evil as fuck. I definitely wouldn't have then. I would have then. She's old now. Okay, if she 100, just clip her ass up. Do something to her hip, something. Okay.
Even as a kid, I ain't believing that. I definitely believe in respecting your elders, but again, I'm in my 40s, bae.
Okay, Tess said that's definitely a thing as far as the Erica Banks situation. She said women won't admit to it, but they definitely want an aesthetic for the pics, the oohs, the ahs, etc. Y'all know Tess gonna always tell a story.
I do, Tess. But again, it don't have nothing to do with your body. You just got to put your best foot forward.
Tess said, is it genuine friendship? Fuck no.
It's genuine for me.
Lamont said, yeah, he was talking about his friends look a mess and he hang with them. Tracy said, why are y'all even in the same room if you don't get along with his mom? Mama is not invited if we don't get along.
Because I was about to say that, Tracy, because sometimes when you said you're going to stay away from him, you don't come to dinner, but she makes it a point to come to over there to fuck with you. Mm-hmm. You know what I'm saying? So, Tracy, you right about that.
Keisha says swinging is definitely too far. I don't like drama or a scene. Okay, Keisha,
bringing the
you
drama
ain't trying to have a drama or a scene, but this lady come and smack you in your face.
Yeah,
you just gonna say, okay, let me back up. Yeah. What you gonna do?
She bringing it to you, Keish.
Tracy said the boundaries thing is real. He definitely set the tone, and she stopped her fuck shit with me a long time ago. Lamont said, little scrappy mother is disrespectful. Mama D is off the chain. I love Mama D. Even though I don't watch the show.
Mama D about 15
I don't watch the show, but I just see Mama D doing her dances on Judge Mathis. You know, I just like
her. She be on Judge Mathis?
Yeah, I just like her personality. Keisha said, if I'm uncomfortable, I'm not going because I can't fake my attitude. JoJo said, man, listen, my stepdad's mom hated my mom. Her and her sisters, and once he died, they came over the night of the funeral to fight my mom. My aunt was there squared up.
God damn, JoJo. That sounds like my mama's side.
Tasha said, yes, it's a deal breaker for me. I like peace and ease in my life.
It is for me too, Tasha.
Will said, Tone, you didn't respect your elders when you was little. You was bad as shit.
Okay, but I did respect my elders. Don't do that, Will.
Okay, moving to
I never try to fight nobody. No adult or nothing. My family ain't pay that shit.
Should children go on the same types of trips their parents go on?
Absolutely.
I saw a post where a guy said kids only went to Sandy Point and Six Flags while their parents travel all summer. So what's your take on that?
I don't think the kids should go on every trip, but I think they should go on the same caliber trip as the parent. Don't take me to motherfucking dirty ass Sandy Point and you went to Paris, bitch. Like, let's make it even. You know what I'm saying? If you take me once a year, they should get a really good trip. Mm-hmm. And then the other trips should be like, kid-friendly bullshit. Mm-hmm. But one good trip where they can be cultured and they learn other shit and they see other things. Mm-hmm. It's nothing worse than, I think that's what stifled us as black people for real, especially growing up in the hood. That's all the fuck you saw. Mm-hmm. So if you get exposed to that shit early, mm-hmm. you'll want more out of life, I feel like. I feel like you're going to want to be exposed to more shit and see what else you can see.
I agree with you. Like every time I go on Google flights, no, you ain't going with me.
Right.
But at the same token, I'm definitely going to I want my kids to be well versed, well rounded, well traveled, all of that if I am. So yes, a nice trip for them to go. Sometimes with me, it's fine, but like you said, every time I go somewhere, I'm the adult. I work every day. No, you ain't gotta go.
Absolutely.
But definitely do not have your kids like somebody said. Somebody said that kids was like having a sleepover with 15 people in a room. You know the pool, all of them can't get in the pool. They do that like in Allentown Road. Then the next thing you know, the mother's on a flight. Definitely don't ever lowball. Don't lowball your kids ever, but everything that an adult does, the child should not be privy to.
Right.
So it's kind of like,
Yeah, I agree.
That situation.
And then don't take them to the same you take them up Chuck E. Cheese or, you know what I'm saying? I feel like if you got on a flight this year, your kids should have.
Yeah.
Or at the very least, a road trip that's a couple hours away to a place.
And I feel like
a real spot.
Okay, I feel like if you have a large family, you know, I always had one child for the most part, you know, before Debbie came along. For 11 years, Sue was my only child. So she could go places and do things versus one of her friends might have their mom might have had 4 kids.
Right.
So I feel like the more kids you have to just plan it out more. You can only do something every other year. But I definitely think your child should go on luxury trips.
Yeah.
You know, once a year or every 2 years, depending on how large your family is.
Yeah, and it's doable.
My thing's not coming up.
Oh.
Tasha said my kids went on better trips before I did. The second half of my life is for me.
Absolutely, girl.
And
Keisha's, I take my kids on the same caliber of trips as adult trips. Culture does make a difference. I used to make my older kids with me. I used to take my older kids with me on work travel as much as possible. They learn to travel and explore alone early. Mm-hmm.
Okay.
And then it's Tasha. And then here we go with Will. Fuck them kids on Will.
Go back up one tone.
Let's see. Oh, hey, Tammy. Tammy Royster's watching. Tracy Askin says, give them experiences so they want more as adults. I agree, Tracy. I think that's what brings them, you know.
We had Tess's question. Tess said, no, they should be introduced to travel and experience different cultures. However,
they're
definitely going to sit the fuck down every other trip and play patty cake with the babysitter while I'm gone on my adult trip.
Motherfucking getting low and twerking and shit.
Bill has entered starting shit already, talking about all the peanut gallery. Bill, come in and act like you got some sense.
Sit down in the back of that. Sit quietly, Bill.
Yeah, but I definitely think if mama and daddy is always on vacations and flights, it should be a balance. The kids should definitely have gone and done things as well. Moving on to our next question. It's cuffing season. Do y'all know what cuffing season is?
Yeah.
It's cuffing seasons. Gina was supposed to come in on this because Gina has found her winter bae.
Okay. Congratulations, Gina.
Have y'all found y'all fall and winter bae yet? Is y'all fall and winter bae the same person? Oh, how do you do in cuffing season? You lonely, you laying in there with that heated blanket? Like, what's up?
I have found my cuffing bae. He was the same bae from the fall. So yes and yes. And that's when we do the Netflix and chills a lot. That's when we hit bars on the weekend. Not bars, but you know, like a spot where a bar is and we get grab dinner, shit like that. But for mostly, we in the house.